the United States.
Speaking,
what it does, it ties the world together.
Speaking as
so we can live in peace and harmony, Dave.
Is that what you were getting at?
Just like you communist bastard, you.
We can't even live in peace and harmony here in the United States or in this around this conference table. I think Dale and I listen to you two
talked about
every
that
week
team holding hands and doing a circle. See, it brings everybody soccer. Everybody
That's in
will hold
Japan.
hands.
That's in Japan, which is a very harmonious culture.
Unless
we'll try to be nicer.
We'll try to be that.
Yeah,
More inclusive.
It would be nice if you were nicer and also talked a little less about soccer.
All right, I do have one. I want to mention my concern about Pepe, though.
All right. Oh, thank goodness.
No,
I didn't think anyone would bring it up.
No, Pepe's the one who got the $20 million contract. You never asked me his name. That's what he's talking about. So
I knew.
Okay.
I knew that. What do you think I thought? I thought it was Pepe Le Pew.
You said you were feeling Pepe.
No. I was thinking to myself, when I hope somebody brings this up. Go ahead, Paul.
So he's going to Augsburg.
Augsburg, yes. Yes, Augsburg. You heard that, Dale? Augsburg.
It's right next to Natick, Dave.
So we want our national team players to play in the top division because they're going to get better.
Because we want them to be the best they can be.
Clint Dempsey, remember him?
I remember Clint Dempsey.
So Clint played for Tottenham. That's good experience.
Yeah.
Augsburg is looking like they're going to end up in Division 2.
Tottenham, is that Middlesex County? Sorry. That was sorry. Framingham.
Never said that in this podcast. Shut up. Okay? But I'm a little concerned if they go down, then it's kind of like, what are we doing? Our striker
is now playing in Division 2 instead of Division 1.
And he's even getting minutes, but we assume he's going to get minutes.
For $20 million, Paul, he's going to get minutes.
But what other offers did he get, and could he have gone maybe to a team that's more perched up in the top 10 where they're going to stay? That's all I'm worried about.
His interview, he seemed so thrilled that he was going there.
Yeah.
It was like Christmas for him in his interview. He already can't wait to meet all his players. He's all excited.
Well, maybe he can be the one that keeps them up there, I hope.
Yeah.
In the Bundesliga, Dave.
There it is.
Why don't we care about MLS? We start off with a conversation about MLS and what this is going to mean for the MLS. And now you guys are talking about who's leaving the MLS to go. How does that make the MLS better?
No, but we also talked about a guy coming back. A guy coming
we talked
from
about
there.
Right. We talked about one guy coming here. Mm-hmm. And what I got out of it was one really good guy is coming here.
And five people leave.
yeah, but it'll be good for the league.
I think you're right. It doesn't help the league.
The guy.
No, he's absolutely
maybe
right.
The guy figures we got all these good players leaving. I can dominate this league.
It took 17 episodes for Paul to say Dave was right about.
No, you are right.
No, Paul says I'm right a lot, which you would know under different circumstances.
Okay. Out of the 13 episodes I've been here, he's never said you've been right.
13 out of the 13 you've missed.
No, in defense of Dave, think about if you're rooting for hockey and you're starting to get familiar with two names, McKinnon and McDavid.
Yes.
Right? And then they both get shipped. What happened to the games I was watching? Okay, well, we have another young one coming up. Well, it's going to take me time to get – he's not going to be that good right away.
Right.
I got to wait for you to build him up. Then you sell him. Does it help the league? No. It helps the national team, which I also care about.
Okay.
But it certainly doesn't help the league. I mean, imagine if we lost Turner and we lose Buxa and all of a sudden we're in 6th place. Like, our season isn't as good. I'm pissed.
Well, even if we lose them and we stay in the same spot in the standings, or we even improve. I mean, if we improve, we'll be excited about it. But you've got stars, and you're just letting them go. And isn't it cementing the MLS position as an inferior league?
Yeah. You'd rather it the other way around. Instead of 20 leaving and one coming, 20 are coming. And
I'm not sure. Maybe a combination of holding on to your players. I mean, do they make more money in the European leagues?
Teams that do this.
Well, let me ask you this: Why is Lorenzo? Why is Lorenzo coming here?
Nobody
is
really
it the
knows.
money?
In fact, Sebastian Giovinco, who did this as well, told him I wouldn't do this. He says because the Italian national team, once you go MLS, which happened to me, you just fall out of sight. They don't want to really bring you in anymore because they feel like you're not playing against the best, so you're not totally informed.
So can you make more money in endorsement? You can't make more money in endorsements here, right?
Toronto? I mean, I don't know Toronto, but I would think it's probably more lucrative to be a soccer player in Europe.
Yeah. So it's more lucrative to be a soccer player in Europe. Toronto, a wonderful city, great place to live, if you don't mind a little cold. No?
I've been there.
You don't think it's a good city?
No. It's Lowell, but colder.
Every place you compares to Lowell.
Yep.
The team that makes out the best is the team that sells the player, gets a ton of money, and invested in younger players cheaper, and they make money.
Okay.
So there's teams in Europe that basically survive like that.
But if you're losing Lorenzo, are you okay? So you're saying that the teams in Europe sell their overpriced stars,
Yeah.
don't mind losing a David Beckham who's on the
Well, they have
who's
to
on the
survive. That's their structure.
Is this player motivated or team motivated?
team motivated? But the player doesn't mind.
The player.
Pulisic was with Dortmund. Dortmund's renowned for young players. All of a sudden, it was like, where'd they get him? And then they sell him.
Yeah.
So they sold Pulisic to Chelsea for over like $100 million or something. What do they care? And what does Pulisic get? Now he's in the Premiership, playing on Saturday mornings back in America.
But he's okay. But he's playing in a better league,
Yeah.
and he's making more money.
I don't know his contract. Like their figures are all about what the team pays to negotiate with him. That $100 million goes to the team, not to Pulisic.
Right.
I don't really know what they make. That I have no idea. We could Google it.
Yeah.
That should be something.
right. Well,
we should
we'll do
definitely talk.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jim. Why don't you look into the salary structures that players can make, and then the next time you're on the show,
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks or whenever,
Why don't you just stay?
Right.
You'll be here for next Monday.
I'll be
Can you work remote?
No, we're unveiling a statue at North Conway next Monday, so I have to be there for that.
is that right? Ronaldo, they're going to build
it's
another
of
one.
me.
Oh, they're going to build a statue of you.
My next trip to Goa, you're coming with me.
It's getting late in the show, Dave.
Yeah, it is getting late in the show. Oh, that reminds me, I've got to go. I got a life to lead. All right, so that's it for this episode of Soccerheads New England. We'll be back next week. We'd like to thank financial advisor Rick Spencer.
Tune in, Rick.
Kept me out of poverty and kept Paul in Goa. Don't forget, for fundraising the Soccerheads experience for your soccer team, league, club, or whatever, the Soccerheads will make your fundraiser more than a show. We'll make it an experience, and we will make it a profitable experience. For Paul Nardizzi and Jim Ruberti, I'm Dave Rattigan. And, I'm so sorry, and our engineer, Dale Lawrence. Apparently, we have to mention him every single show.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You have to suffer through
I had
these
to kick
two.
my whole family out of the house so they wouldn't make any noise. You guys can do the podcast. The least you could do.
You mean out of the studio on the top floor of the Prudential Building?
All right, which brings up this question, Paul. Who do you think is or was happier, Jim's in-laws that he couldn't come for Christmas, or Dale's family that they don't have to be around him?
The family of Jim, I think.
Okay, they're happier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course, the fact that Dale's family is downstairs outside huddling in the cold, probably. Anyway, for Paul Nardizzi, Jim Ruberti, Dale Lawrence, I'm Dave Rattigan, and this has been Soccerheads New England.